So I'm here at Good Vibes. We're live at Good Vibes. And so it is 6:30 and it is the primary election night. We're going to see, hopefully we're going to get some results coming in. But before that, we just want to have a few discussions about the importance of voting. This is my trial run with StreamYard, so we're going to figure it out. Okay. We got a few people here at Good Vibes. I should go live on my cell phone for my other
page.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's 6:30. I'm gonna head down there. I'll keep y'all posted.
Well,
let me know, please.
Let us know.
Hey, you want to advertise any lessons?
Okay, that was from earlier. You're my Mayor Sunshine.
Oh, that's what
you're on. Click on Mayor Sunshine and see if it's streaming on there.
We're not friends here.
We're
not friends on this one.
Why? Oh yeah.
Me and my 300.
But so it won't let you see it.
I don't know.
Because it should be public. Oh, so it's not.
It might be.
Yeah. Oh, you sent me a friend request. Hold on, let me see if I can. Can I? I don't know. Can I go to it?
And you do you see anybody on there? Are you sure you did a live and not a recording? Because it say live over there to the right? To the top right. Or are you recording?
I don't see live. Am I recording? Am I not live? No, it says live. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I was looking over here.
No, you good.
I'm gonna put it on this one too. When you sent it, it came up, but I can't see it. I was gonna check on YouTube. Let's see if it was.
Yeah, somebody on there.
We are here trying to see. This is a trial run, so trying to figure out what we're doing, and want to give y'all some information.
What's the name of your YouTube account?
Veronica Smith-Creer, but it's naturally me. I was trying to look on it, but I'm on the history. I can't see. Okay, it's on here. Yeah.
I see it right here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we here. It's on here. Yeah. I see it right here. Okay, yeah. Okay, we here. It's on here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's on here.
I just sent a comment.
Oh, okay. You sent a comment? Now where will it show up? Hi. You sent a comment. Okay, now I see it. Hello.
What's up, brother?
We are live at Good Vibes. How y'all doing?
What's up?
How are you?
What up?
So do y'all want to be my first interviewees?
Are you live right now?
We're live. Y'all want to get interviewed about the election?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, come on over here. We are live. see if I can get you. There you go.
Yeah, Matt needs to get in here too.
So, Joanna, tonight we know that it is the primary election, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand the importance of the primary election. There are some people who don't even understand what the primary election is about.
Right.
So, I know you voted.
I did.
You did,
I
because
did.
it is your civic duty
Right.
to vote.
Since I was 18.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I was 18 long before you. A long time before you. And so, would you like to share? And I know I hate to tell people to try to speak for their generation or whatever the case may be, why you feel like it's important to vote.
Well, first of all, we can go back to women's rights. Women did not have the right to vote till, I don't know that date.
And even when you could vote, I couldn't.
Right. So there's that. So as a woman, I take that very seriously, that is my right right there. Hey. And I don't feel like I'm young anymore. But yeah, my dad brought me to what's the church on West Hillsboro? That's where I voted the very first time.
Yeah.
Told me, not that I had to, but he was like, you have to vote.
Right.
Like,
right.
So it always in my head, I have to vote. Like, that's not really an option.
That's true. It's not a choice.
It shouldn't be an option. And year after year, I hear people that say, well, it doesn't even matter because so-and-so is going to win anyway.
Well,
not, if you want any change to happen, you have to vote, period. So, and and I recently learned this, some things you can skip. Like if you are not certain on the ballot of like between two people, you can skip. I always thought you had to
you had to do everything.
So sometimes I would be like, oh, okay, I like their name.
Okay. You helped some people win that you didn't even know.
Yes, I did. But on this ballot, I did skip 2 things that I wasn't positive on.
Okay.
So that was a first because it was the first
you
time I realized I could do that.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Normally I'll go through and I'll just like, well, I'm sure they're fine because I'm voting on the Democratic ballot anyway. So, I'm
gonna go live on my Veronica Smith-Creer page too, and we're just gonna be live on both of them. Y'all, some of y'all may just be tuning in. So I am on a couple of platforms, and I've been talking with Joanna here. For those of you who just tuned in on my Veronica Smith-Creer page, or if you're tuning in, we were just talking about the importance of voting. And so Joanna was just sharing, for those of you just maybe coming in, about that was something that was instilled in her by her dad. Now you're a mommy.
Yes.
So does Parker go with you all when you go vote?
She has not. I do not think. Let me think about that. She did go with me to do something important. I forgot what it was. I should remember these things better. But she knows that we are voting. We wear the stickers. She's going to know when she turns 18 that is that
she has to do that.
She needs to do that, and she needs to research, and and we might not agree on something, and that's
okay.
Fine. But my dad always said, we're gonna vote for the the what do you say? The lesser of two evils.
We hear that. We
each
get that.
time.
We get that.
So,
Well, but Shayla has always, since she was a little girl, gone with us to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Barack Obama was running for president the first time, it was such a major deal.
That was probably the proudest that I've ever been voting. Yeah. I remember going.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
That was major. That was major. And so I actually let her push the button for him. And so she's been voting even before she was voting.
Maybe I didn't know that you could do that. Like,
yeah. So start taking part in voting.
So in November,
she can vote.
Yeah.
Let her go with you. And so, and to me, that instills in them even more.
And it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Being in that little thing. And I'm like,
secrets. It's a secret.
Looking around.
Hello, Mr. Hardy.
And I
How are
love
you?
getting the sticker, and I'll wear it, and then remind other people to vote.
That's right. That's right.
That's
Because
for
you're in a
sure.
lot of places, so you do need to.
am.
You have an opportunity to.
Hey,
remind
Amy, come on down.
people. Hey, Amy.
Come on down.
And so I had mentioned earlier today that hopefully we may have some other candidates that will come through. And I'm a candidate not on the ballot for this particular election, but there are some of us who are waiting until the general election to be on the ballot. But we're candidates
I saw
nonetheless.
y'all's names on there, though.
Yes,
And I was like,
unopposed. Especially if you and one of the things that some people didn't understand is that you could request the ballot that you wanted. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you could have requested the ballot that you wanted. And so Shayla may get me for sharing this. After we voted on Saturday, I said, "Well, how do you feel?" She said, "I felt pretty good." At first, I was looking for the D and the R. I was like, "Maybe this is the primary."
Yeah,
we're
right.
all D's
That's right.
on that one. And
Yeah.
so you have an opportunity to
And
pick.
independent was a selection too that I could have made.
You could have done that one too. We got a few people. If y'all have some comments, let us know if you have some comments on the election.
When does the
Okay.
polls close today?
The polls close at 7:30.
Okay.
And so after that, we should have some results. But I wanted to come on beforehand to kind of remind people to get out and vote if you hadn't, and to really talk about how important it is. If you're in line, you just have to be in line by 7:30. If you are in line by 7:30, you will have an opportunity to vote. So I was telling them earlier, not 7:31, not 7:32. I don't know how strict they are, but it's
I'm
supposed
glad
to be
they stay
7:30.
open until then.
So
because-
election day is always 7:30
later.
a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And some people
That's
will
good.
wait until election day
show
to
up.
vote.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that early voting was kind of a new thing.
I went yesterday.
Yes. We went Saturday. And I took Bobby to
there's
vote
that
today.
on there too. Okay. Primary night.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is.
It really is.
It is. So there are going to be some races determined in the primary election. For
big
some
ones.
races, that's it. It's just
Yeah.
the primary election. And so it is a really big deal. Oh, hey, beautiful friend. How are you? Thank you so much.
Oh, you can get stars.
We can get stars. Yeah.
Get some stars.
Yes. And this is my first time using StreamYard. And as you can see, I did not know how to connect it to my personal page, but it is on my Mayor Sunshine page, and it's also on my YouTube page. And I'm getting back to doing my podcast. And so what better night to kind of
Look
try
at
it
you.
out than tonight?
And the light.
And the light. We needed light. We got the light. We probably got some
We
more
need to
light
get
coming.
you have a ring light, don't you?
I
At
do.
your house.
Bobby is bringing it. So
Oh,
yeah.
is he?
Yeah, he's going to bring
He's
it.
coming up here.
Yes, he should have been here already. And so we do want people to know that Good Vibes is open. Not just for this, it is open. If you want to come, he has the TVs on. He may be playing some music here in a little bit. You can get you
Is he
something
gonna
to
let
drink.
me DJ? He should let me DJ.
He should let you DJ. Y'all may not know Joanna. She is a jack of all trades. She is a jack of all trades. With that being said, now this is okay. Because you do so many different
Right.
things, and because you are really immersed in the community, you have a
Scary.
lot of things that you know about, that you're a part of. That's one of the reasons why it's so important for you to vote. And so with that, and you don't have to get into specifics, but even with your job, politics plays a part in that. And so
It does.
people say all the time, I don't do politics. You're not a politician,
No.
but because
Mhm. And our entity tries,
Mhm.
if somebody wants to rent our venue, that's one thing, but people trying to put like signs in the grass, I don't want anybody's in there, because then somebody
right
is gonna want theirs, and somebody
Mhm.
else gonna want theirs. Why you put ours? And
and because you know people, and you know people on both sides.
Yeah.
Well, all the sides. So
all the things.
you have to be careful on your job, but
Yeah.
you also know that your job, politics
Mhm.
plays a part in that.
Mhm.
Whomever is making decisions, not only for the city as a whole, but when we talk about entertainment district
Mhm.
and things like that,
Right.
politics plays a
They
part
do.
in that. And so people have to be aware of that. Good evening, beautiful. I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you. It was the pound cake.
You want to come get
It was
in
the
this?
pound cake. Thank you, Pastor Jackson. After I ate the pound cake, I started feeling better. I'm gonna do a plug for Pastor Irma Jackson. She bakes, y'all. If you feeling under the weather, get one of her pound cakes. You will feel better.
Mute it.
So thank you. We do want people to understand how important it is to vote. And I've said so many times, for people who say they don't do politics, I tell them, well, politics will do you, and if you're not aware, they will do you dirty. Because some people act like they don't know that politics plays a part in everything. and with our new and no, I'm saying this, it's not personal, but we can look at our president and see how people in politics work. And I'm just gonna leave that right there. Good evening. How you doing, Miss Wanda? And yes, Pastor Irma, we're gonna sell some pound cakes. I'm gonna tell them you put medicine in it.
No, bring a pound
You got
cake
some
up
healing
here.
powers in it. So yes, and you probably do. I know you pray over it, so you probably got some healing in your pound cakes and your red velvet cakes.
Brian, come up here.
Yeah, why aren't you here? So we do. We want to hear from people about the importance of voting. I hope everyone has had an opportunity to vote. If not, there is still time. You still have time to get out and vote. The polls do not close until 7:30. And so you still have time. Like I've said before, if you're in line, you can vote. And you can request which ballot that you want. On the Democratic ballot, we had the governor's race as a primary election. We also had a couple of senators on there. But locally, on the Republican ballot for the primary, we have the mayor's race and the city attorney's race. And the thing about both those races is whomever should win tonight, they both have a Democratic opponent in November. So those two elections will not be determined by the primary election, but some of them will. Hey, darling, you ought to come through. I have Erica Muse, and I want to thank you so much for using your platform. She can do so many things.
I heard her at the
Singing is one thing that she does very, very, very well. But she is an anointed shoot sister.
She was on her knees singing.
When Leandra Johnson. Yes. So she is amazing. Thank you for using your platform. Thank you so much for using your platform. I was on her show last week, and we were talking about the importance of being involved and doing what we need to do in the community. There was she had a picture of Mr. McGee, Councilman McGee, and said we need to protect him at all costs. And
That's
so
true.
that is, and you know what, Mr. McGee has been a community leader for decades, but he has been a council member for almost 2.5.
Yeah.
And so that shows.
I don't think many people would do that.
No.
So that says a lot.
No. You are so welcome, sweetheart. Thank you so much. But we do want to make sure that people understand, again, the importance of voting. And for people who have children, Joanna and I were just talking a few minutes ago, take your kids to vote. Take them so they understand, so they're not afraid, for one, because voting can be intimidating. People sometimes are scared. They'll say they don't mind, but
Matt's intimidated.
But they're scared because
they
don't.
With him. He had to go by himself today.
Well, I went with Bobby.
I was so proud of him. I'm proud of him.
I didn't go in with him, but I went with Bobby. And so make it a family thing. Mm-hmm. Take your kids, take your grandkids, so
and
they will know.
First and foremost, register to vote.
You got to do that.
Because
you got to do that.
Because this past year, 3 of my grown friends were not registered, and they are now. And they were able to vote. And I'm not going to say their names, but they know who they are.
Yes.
And they're 44 years old, just like me, voting for the first time. And that's okay. Nothing's wrong with that.
And that's true, because when we know better, we do better. And sometimes it just takes someone encouraging us to do it. Thanks for all you and Councilman McGee do for the betterment of the city. You are so welcome, sweetheart. And you play a huge role in that as well. So thank you. Being a community leader is a lot. It is a lot. And so when people are running for these positions, especially for the right reason, I have the utmost respect for that. And I say for the right reason. And one of the things I maintained when I was the mayor is that I got into it to serve people. I still serve people. I was serving people before. It's just in my heart. I love people. But some people get into politics for power. Yeah. And we have to know the difference. We really do. We have to know the difference. We are.
That's big.
That's one of the things that I look at, especially when the candidates are local, when you know them well enough to know them. That's one of the things that's most important to me is their character. Because if you lie, if you steal, and that's your character, then that's how you're going to be as a council member, as a mayor.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
You are who you are. And so some of our local, and I'm just going to say local, some of our local politicians, people seem to have been surprised by the way they handle certain situations, but I maintain that the real you shows up. I don't care. When the heat is turned up, the real you definitely shows up. So you have to know that. Y'all come on down to Good Vibes. We are live at Good Vibes. I have made Joanna sit with me. Somebody else may want to come in.
I didn't have enough makeup for this today.
We don't need makeup. But we really do have to understand the importance of what we're doing. This is just the primary election. And one of the other things about this year, this election, is that it's called a midterm election. It's not a presidential election. And some people feel like voting for the president is the most important thing. It's really not. I'm not saying it's not important, but you have to vote for the people who are going to work with the president. And most of all, you need to vote for your local candidates, because local government hits you in the face quicker
This is where you live.
than state and national.
This is where you can really make a difference.
That's it.
For sure.
That's it. Not that you have to be a politician to make a difference, because this young lady right here is not, and she does some amazing things. But know that politicians can do some amazing things, and yes, I mean, you have all of the opportunities to do what needs to be done if you are in those positions.
You really want a good listener, someone that is going to really and truly listen to concerns. Like,
y'all had a mayor that did that.
And I want someone that is the same behind closed doors as they are, behind a camera. That's for sure. I don't want their character to change. You know what I mean? When they're talking with their close friends or when they're talking with the people they don't know, you need to be the same person.
That's one of the things that I took very seriously about being the mayor when I was the mayor. That's why I had an open door policy. That's why everyone was welcome. That's why I wanted to hear from everyone. And you're absolutely right. It does take being a good listener, because I got calls from people who many times knew that I couldn't help them. They knew that I was not in a position with the things that had happened. Some of them knew that it was way too late. Some of them knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it on my own. But the fact that I listened, that I made sure that they understood that I cared about their situation, it made a huge difference. And even though it's discouraging when you can't get what you want, it's always good to know that people care enough to listen. And so that was important to me.
And a follow-up.
Yes.
And admit when you can't do something right away.
So Joanna doesn't work for the city. She wanted to know your title for the city. She doesn't work for the city. She lives
I try to get people to come to the city and visit the city and stay here and live here.
Yeah.
But Irma, I work at MAD.
And she probably can't tell you everything that she does there.
we all wear a lot of hats at MAD. I will say that for sure.
So what is your title?
Marketing manager.
Okay. And so
I help promote all the concerts that we put on at MAD and run all of our social media and any communications. It's me.
And with those things, I just wanted to mention when I said earlier that even with your job, politics plays a part in it, because even on your job, you've had to go to meetings, you've had to make presentations. Yep. The city has determined how things can work, and so it's
luckily the only one I have to go to is the AMP. But
that's enough.
Huh? That's plenty.
Yes,
that's it's a lot.
and I know you've come to some of the council meetings. I don't think people understand. Now, the last council meeting that was held at 8:30 in the morning.
I didn't make that.
I didn't either.
I tune in. I tune in to
Laquita's.
Yeah.
I thank Laquita for going live. I watched a portion of it, and that was that night when I went live, and I was telling people that I was sick and tired. People don't understand that is not out of the norm. People were talking about how badly Councilman McGee was disrespected. They talked about how rude Paul is. But that's nothing new. And so if you come to the meetings, you'll see what happens in real time. And so I always encourage people, come out and see. Tia is an amazing reporter, but she can't put every single thing that happens.
Like people's tones.
Right. And the feeling in the room.
If you can't come, at least watch. And if you can't watch, at least listen to the recordings, because I think the radio station.
Funny that you should mention that.
Or South Arkansas. One of
the radio station does. Now, I'm not sure about
Yeah.
right now, but I know when I was in office, I made sure that we brought that back, because at one time they were on the radio and then they went away.
We were in the car one time and it was on the radio.
Okay, good.
It was
good.
It wasn't long ago.
Well, good. I think that it may still be on, but
Yeah.
I do know that they were still.
It's a little bit hard to hear, but yeah.
Yeah, being there. If you can be there, be there. Mr. McGee has begged people for years to just show up, because, as he's mentioned before, he's only one vote. Well, there are only one vote, but if we're honest about it, some of them vote together.
Well, and now you can request to speak.
Do you want to talk about that?
No,
you would be the perfect person to talk about that.
I know that there's 2 forms sitting in there, and there's one form that has the rules on it, and one
You're fine.
that has a request form where you
fine.
can
You don't
say
have to
what you
close
want to
the
talk
door.
about.
I was just waving.
And whatnot. But they did recently change that, and which is a great start. Because I think that that's very important. And I think you can only speak to things that are on the agenda.
Yeah.
But
Beforehand.
you're welcome to email your representatives, the mayor, Heather, and request that an item be on the agenda, and they can choose to put it on there or not. So
The mayor creates the agenda.
yes.
But if like she said, if you go through your representative,
Yeah.
if they don't have you blocked, if you go through your representatives, they can assist you with that as well. I've shared it before. I'm just being honest. I'm being very, very honest.
There's ways.
They are your first line of communication because you voted them in. And I was sharing earlier that people need to understand, especially in the primary, because it's confusing to people anyway, to a degree. But a lot of people have signs out now. I will say there are some independents who have signs out now, but they won't be on the ballot until the general election.
Yeah.
Some people have signs in places where people that live there can't vote. For instance, I'm just going to say, this is just, Mr. McGee is my friend. Mr. McGee lives in Ward 3. I live in Ward 2. But because Mr. McGee is my friend, I might put his yard sign in my yard. People that live in my neighborhood, because they see the sign, may think, oh, when I go to the polls, I'll vote for him.
Right. Well,
and then they get there and they
people
can't.
that work in different wards that you might not live in. So yeah.
So you have to
can
know
see why
that you
people
can
do
only vote, as far as the council is concerned, for people who live in your ward. And so, yeah, I think I got somebody else I can interview.
Please.
Come on, Felicia, let me talk to you. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, Joanna.
You're very welcome.
So hello, Felicia.
Hi, bless.
Come on in the frame so the people can see you. And so we're here at Good Vibes and talking about the importance of voting.
Yes.
And so I know you're a voter.
Yes, I voted today.
Do you want to share the importance of voting? Why you feel like it's so important to vote?
It's important. Your voice do count. And I feel like we all should vote. And if we don't have nothing to say if we don't vote. So come out and vote.
I agree with you. I do. And I know a lot of people feel like, my vote doesn't matter and my vote doesn't count. Well, all of our votes count.
It does.
especially if things are being done correctly. I wish
yes,
they would
very
put
much.
the candidate picture on the ballot. Well, that would, and that's,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry, Felicia, I was just reading Pastor Jackson's comment about putting the picture on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so important when people are candidates that they have their face everywhere, as far as campaigning, getting out and meeting people, making sure that you can associate their name with their face. We're in an age now where people have websites. Some people have their picture on their yard signs. And so that is while that is true, it's supposed to be beneficial for you to know who they are before you get to the ballot. And so you're absolutely right about that. I don't know what it would take to put pictures on there, but that's the importance of campaigning so that people know your face.
Right.
Yes. And so
who are
like
you voting for?
Right.
So you'll know and identify with them.
Right. And so like you were saying, your vote is your voice.
Yes.
So don't complain.
That's it.
I feel that way. And I know some people don't, because some people, like we were just saying, they say they're going to do what they want to do anyway. Well, they're going to definitely do what they want to do.
But you can make a difference. That one vote can make a difference.
I know.
And you can be the person.
Yeah. You may be the one to put it over. And so you said you voted today.
I did.
So we were talking about that earlier. So I know some people wait until election day. Are you one of those people that you
No,
okay.
It's just I've been busy and running around and working, but I made it my way to get there. Yes. I had to make it happen.
That's right. And you still have time. For those of you, if you're watching and you haven't gone to vote, you still have time. But we want to invite y'all to come on down to Good Vibes. He is open. We're not just here being live. He is definitely open. If you want to come down, I think Joanna's going to talk him into letting her DJ. And he's got drinks and all of that. You don't have to be a drinker. He can make you a delicious mocktail. You don't have to have a cocktail if you don't. Yes, because some of them I didn't even know, but I prayed and voted. That is true. That is true. As long as you voted. And Joanna was saying earlier that some people don't realize that you can skip if you like. I think she did convince him to let her DJ. I look mad. So we are open. Good Vibes is open. So y'all can come on down. And I'm just, interviewing people, and we're talking about the importance of voting. There is a power to voting. And when people come together and vote, you can change some things. You can change some things. And so that's one of the things.
Yes, we can. Yes, we
can. That was somebody's campaign slogan, wasn't it?
Barack Obama. Yes.
And yes, we did.
Yes, we did that. The best is yet to come.
Yes. And so people need to understand that your vote is very, very important.
It is.
Thank you, Felicia.
It's a good night. It's a blessing to be here and be able to vote.
It is.
Freedom. You can vote.
Joanna was saying, at one time women couldn't vote. And then I told her, I said, you could vote before I could. And so we have to understand that a lot of people sacrifice across the board so that we would have the right to vote. And that's all of us. I don't think we should take it for granted that that it's so easy.
That's right.
For us, because some people bled, suffered, and died for us to have this right.
Milestone.
So we need to definitely, as Pastor Jackson said, sometimes we don't know all the answers, but let's just pray. And do what we need to do.
God know the plan he have for us. So it's going to work out.
Yes.
And all God has is yes. So we just do what we can to get out and vote. Get out and vote.
That's it. And that is your part. I look at it as my civic duty. I'm supposed to vote. I'm supposed to vote.
A blessing in it.
It is. And so Mr. Cook is open tonight. I think, did Joanna convince you to let her DJ? It sounds like she DJ. Okay. So Joanna is the DJ. Brandon and Rod, y'all better come through, because I think she's gonna take y'all job. But Good Vibes is open. We are open, and we are live here at Good Vibes.
Yes.
So I thank you so much, Felicia, for letting me interview you.
All right. It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You sit in the corner.
Do I need to?
I told Michelle.
My granddaughter broke my mic. So I have to
don't worry about the mic.
It's just a plug.
You need a microphone? You need your microphone?
Oh, she DJ.
Yeah.
So we have Joanna is DJing tonight. She is the first female DJ of Good Vibes. But I do want to encourage people. Let me see if I have. I don't know that I have any comments or questions. Let me see. I do not see any. Okay. Again, y'all, the polls close at 7:30. And so we want people to be aware that if you get there, if you're in line at 7:30, you will be able to vote. So you just have to get there. We need you to get there. As y'all can see, I have on my blue tonight. Earlier, I had on my burgundy because this month is multiple myeloma awareness month. My mother passed away with multiple myeloma. March is the awareness month. It is also her birth month. And so earlier today I had on burgundy, but right now I have on my Democratic blue. And so we do want to encourage, if there are any candidates that are watching, if you'd like to come down and be interviewed and just kind of share your platform or share your purpose or share the reason why there's a power in the vote, y'all come on down, come on through, and we'd love to hear from you as well. Whether you're a candidate on the ballot now or if you'll be a candidate in November, come on and share. As Pastor Jackson said earlier, seeing your face may make a difference for someone. And so even if you're not on the ballot right now, I know there are several candidates who will be on the ballot in November. I am one of them. And so we want to make sure that people see our face, know our names, know what we're running for, and they won't be surprised when they see our names on the ballot in November. Early voting will be 2 weeks in advance, just like it is now. That's one of the things that has changed quite a bit. I know Joanna was talking about when she was younger and would go vote, when she voted on Hillsborough. And so I can recall that when I was younger, when I first started voting at 18, which was a few years ago, where my parents' home is, we were voting at the fairgrounds. And then that changed, and then we were in Ward 3, and then we were voting at the Village Outreach Facility. And so sometimes those places can change, but now here in El Dorado, all of the early voting that used to be at the courthouse is now at the Municipal Auditorium. Well, the Municipal Auditorium at one time was the polling site for Ward 4. But ironically enough, it's in Ward 1. So, yeah, you just got to keep up with stuff. Hello, Kevin. How are you? Thank you, Felicia, for continuing to encourage the people to go and vote. Y'all, I do not argue with people about saying that their vote does not matter, because again, like Felicia said, your vote is your voice. I always say make your vote loud. Be loud and proud about who you're voting for and the why. But it is almost to the point where if you don't get out and vote, you really can't complain about a lot of things because you've not exercised your right to make a decision in the situation. So sometimes we just have to be civic minded. And then some people just really and truly just don't understand the importance of voting. And so, as Joanna was saying, she encouraged some of her friends to get registered. And you have to be registered at least 30 days before the election date. Now, we know that early voting is 2 weeks before election date. So it's kind of just 2 weeks before early voting. You had to have been registered by February the 2nd, I do believe, to vote in the primary election, which today is election day. So it's generally 30 days before. Well, we know February is a short month, so that was actually only 28 days. But if you are not registered to vote, of course, you could not vote in this election, but you can get registered to vote now, and you'll be ready to vote in November. One of the things that happened, because we know things change and different administrations, different parties do different things. There was a time that once you were registered, you were registered. You just stay registered, whether you were an active voter or not as active. Many people just feel like voting in the presidential election is enough. Well, it just so happens that people got into the position of Secretary of State, and they changed that quite a few years ago. And if you are not an active voter, which means if you've not voted in 4 years, you could fall off the voting list, which means that you would need to register again. So if you are not an active voter, if you've not voted since you voted for mayor the last time, you just need to be careful. Make sure that you remain an active voter. And y'all, there are elections beyond the election for president. There are elections beyond the midterm election. We know that there are sometimes special called elections. Elections for a school board are different elections. Sometimes a millage is a different election. We have here in the city of El Dorado the hospital tax on the ballot for this particular primary election. And so it is going to be determined by this election whether or not that half-cent sales tax will go into play. And so there are some very important things that fall on the ballot that we need to be aware of. I have 2 grandbabies. Where do I take them to get registered to vote? You can actually get a voter registration form from the courthouse. You can also get them from the DMV, where you go to take your driver's test and get your license renewed. Many times, we have voter registration drives. I wish I could say that I'm 100% sure that I have some, but I am not. But it is as simple as that. You can go by the courthouse, get them registered there. Go by the revenue office, get them registered there. Or you can, you can also register online. And so get them, you can take them to the courthouse in the morning and get them registered to vote. They'll be registered by the general election, and they'll get their voter registration, their voting card, and they'll be good to go. They just have to be 18. Hello, go vote. Voting is your voice. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Betty. We love you. And I know you're teaching them babies that it is important to make sure your voice is loud. It is your voice. And we say that all the time, that your vote is your voice. And y'all, you cannot stop speaking and being relevant even after you vote. I mention all the time that you don't stop once you cast your vote. You still need to hold the people's feet to the fire that you put in these different offices, because that's important. I thought we were going to be getting some information on our local election. I do see, for those of you who are interested in Miss Crockett, she is right now, she's at 53.9 and her opponent is 45.3. And so, Marquita, I was waiting for you to come back in so I could interview you. You are so welcome, Pastor Jackson. Yes, you can get them registered. So we have the owner of Good Vibes with us, Mr. Marquis Cook. I call him my little brother. Y'all know we favor. We know, we feel like for real. We relatives for real.
For sure.
And so, first of all, thank you for allowing us to use Good Vibes on tonight. I have been encouraging people that you are open. You are open if they want to come down. I told them, even if you don't want a true cocktail, that you make a mean mocktail.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna see if he'll fix me one in a little bit.
Oh yeah, you already know. Look, I didn't know if it was rated R or not, because I was about to come here with my Corona.
Well, it is. I mean, we are at Good Vibes, and so good vibes happen here, and so whatever it takes. But I do want you to share, because, like myself, Marquita is also a candidate that will be on the ballot for November. But would you share with those that may be tuned in and may even watch it later why it's so important to vote?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously for the main reason, people died for their right, our ancestors. So, what better way to honor their sacrifice than to get up and vote? And yes, of course, we know our politicians are not good. In fact, we would probably be willing to say most of them aren't. But you still cannot do it, because sometimes it's about, and I know this is not a positive message, but sometimes it's about choosing the lesser of two evils. And I hate to say that.
Just said that.
I hate to say that, but sometimes that's exactly what it is. Thank you. But I just think it's important, especially in a time like now. We were just talking about it outside on the floor. Trump has no checks. There is no balance in government. And I think if you've never voted before, if you don't vote this year to try to get some Democrats in power, to, if nothing else, have a check on this man. This man has put us in 2 different wars in the last month, and he swore he would never put us in foreign wars. And if you took any kind of civic lessons, only Congress can declare war. And it's like, that's just out the door. It's out the door now. Nobody's checking him. Nobody's saying, hey, let's have a special meeting. Trump, what are you doing? It's like, no, I'm going to do what I want, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. And I just think if you put the Democrat, even if you don't like the party, just for balance, just for the longevity of this country to be able to keep going, if you don't put the Democrats in charge of at least one party, I would hope the Senate and the House, but at least one of the branches, just so we can have a check, so there can be hearings, so we can hold some people accountable. Because right now there is no accountability, and I hate it. So that's my number one reason for voting this year. Other than it's your right to vote, you should vote. And even if you don't like national voting, local voting is very important because you're gonna call people when you want your streets done, your ditches done, when it's flooding. You need to make sure you got the right people in there that's gonna respond to you and pay attention to you and your side of town and what you have going. So I think even if I didn't care about who's president, I care about who's mayor. Mm-hmm. I care about who my city councilman is. So now you got to ask yourself, do you even know who your city council person is? Just think about it. Mm-hmm. Just think about that. If you don't know who your city council person is, that may mean you need a new city council person.
Yeah, that is on them to a great degree, isn't it?
Yeah.
That if you don't know them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just them not knowing you, but if you don't know them, that is on them. He just do whatever he wants to, and nobody checks him at all. It's sad. That is true. That is true. And definitely what you are saying as far as the importance of voting, and we can use that same scenario to a great degree locally when people are in positions and there's no checks. You know, when they feel like they can do whatever they want to do, you can kind of I'm saying this figuratively, you can put your hands on them. Like you can see them somewhere. Mm-hmm. You can say something to them somewhere.
And you can technically put your hands on them.
But you can. I mean, but you know.
You can't get close to Trump, but you can get close to some of these folks around here if you wanted to.
Yes, and so that's the difference. And that, to me, that's one of the differences in local government, because you can actually put your hands on people. You can see them in different places. You know, our term was putting your hands on somebody was fighting, and that's why I was saying you may not. Sometimes you may want to, but you may need to refrain from it. But you
this
can
one
actually.
Right here.
I told you we related. So you can see them in different places. You can have a conversation with them. I remember being mayor, and I don't care where I was. People got an issue, they got a question, they got a concern. People would usually preface it with, I know you busy, or I know that they were still going to ask. And 9 times out of 10, if I could, I would help them on the spot. And so it's good to have people in positions where you know that they're really sincere about trying to help people.
For sure.
So we need those types of people, especially in our local government. Especially in local government, because you can see them at church. You can see them at the grocery store. You can see them at the football game, at the basketball game. And so you do want Joanna mentioned earlier that she appreciates people who are the same, no matter where you see them. And so you have a right, especially in local government, you know these people. You know these people. And if what you know about them, the way they act in church or the way they act at the game or wherever else, 9 times out of 10, that's how they act in their political positions as well.
That's a fact.
So yeah,
that's a fact. But hey, look, we're trying to put together a strong ticket this coming fall.
I was about to ask you about that. You ready?
I'm ready as I'm gonna be.
To that point, Pastor Jackson's comment is the city council needs a complete overhaul because it has been crippled a long time. It's unequal. That's my opinion, and I'm sorry. And I'm sticking to it. Don't change it. Don't change it because you're absolutely right.
That's right. Well, Pastor Jackson, I am running for city council in Ward 3, so I will come to see you about your vote because I don't want you to just give it to me. I want to earn it. So I will be to see you soon.
That's it. That's it. And so there is an opportunity for almost a complete overhaul. Just about every council member has an opponent in the general election. Now, Ward 4, if you live in Ward 4, they do not have an opponent. So you still have an opportunity, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, to run as an independent.
I think up until July.
Okay. So check me on that. You can call the courthouse and confirm that. But I think as an independent, you still have an opportunity to run. And I'm not saying that with malice in my heart. I believe every candidate should have an opponent because at the end of the day, if you've done the job for 2 years and you did nothing, let somebody else have a chance to do something. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing you, Pastor Jackson. She's looking forward to seeing you. He's coming. He's coming because his word is his bond.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
His word is his bond. And for those of you who live in Ward 2, I'll be looking for you because I'll be running Ward 2, Position 1. We have Amy Smith. She'll be running Ward 2, Position 2. She'll be running for Judy Ward's seat. Vance Williamson is not running again. I do not believe David Hurst has an opponent. He's in Ward 1. Jill Wininski, she had an opponent in the primary. Shane Calloway. We'll see who wins out of those two. And then after that, Laquita Rainey, she's running for that position as well. And so is Janice Hicks. And I forgot to mention that Nathan Rainey is also running Ward 2, Position 1, just like me. Ward 3, of course, we got Mr. Markeith Cook here. I do not think that Mr. McGee has an opponent. Those are going to be some hard shoes to fill whenever he gets ready to take them off. And again, Ward 4, there are no opponents that I know of for Diane Hammond or Buddy McAdams. Mm-hmm. And so there's still time if you want to be a candidate. And that's the next thing that I was going to ask you, Mr. Cook. What inspired you, motivated you, and, got you revved up to jump in the race this time?
I guess I'm crazy. Right now, I live a very peaceful life, and I'm about to jump
I'm
about to jump out of the frying pan into the fire. But nah, man, I like to think I've been pretty active around here for years, and I've thought about it many years. And with my brother Andre running for mayor, that seat came open, and of course, that's my grandfather's seat, so it's a legacy seat to me. So I would love to follow in his footsteps of my grandfather and my big cousin. And I think I'll do a good job.
I know you will.
Pretty sharp on all the issues. I got a lot of great relationships. I know how to build relationships. I know how to build consensus. So I think I'll be a breath of fresh air on the council if I'm able to be elected.
I agree with you. I agree. Ward 3 has traditionally been the only ward where African Americans have served. And so hopefully we can change a lot of things this coming up election. Hopefully the other wards can have some minority representation as well. Also, when we look at the big scheme of things, and I know Mr. McGee has held his seat for decades, but 9 times out of 10, we really want to make sure, like I said, if people are in these seats and they've not benefited the community, take a chance to see if you can do a better job. Sometimes I say you couldn't do any worse. And that's one of the things. We don't need to just sit back and complain if we have an opportunity to, like Marquise said, jump in the fight. Jump in.
Yeah.
Both feet.
Yep. So how we want y'all to jump in, how we would like to see y'all jump in the fight this year is when it's time to vote, go press the button.
That's it. And we'll be doing some activities. We'll be getting people registered to vote for sure. Just be checking. I know we're going to have some events here at Good Vibes because there's nothing but good vibes here. So
most definitely.
Get ready for that. And so we want to make sure that everyone understands, like Marquis said, we don't want you to just give us your vote. We want to earn it. And I think both of us can confidently say that we've been working in the community long enough for you all to understand that we mean what we say and we say what we mean.
That's right.
So, yeah, you can give us a chance to.
That's it.
Brandon, you probably weren't on here earlier when I mentioned that Markeith is open and Joanna is down here DJing. Might want to come get your spot. But to that point, with Brandon, and Brandon and I go way back, but Brandon worked for the city at one point, and not to go into great detail, but we understand that even certain positions, politics plays a role in things that sometimes people don't acknowledge or even understand. So politics, when you say you don't do politics, I'm going to say it again, politics will do you, and it will do you dirty. I was in politics that did me dirty, but I clean up real good. Some people have asked me, why would I even, and I'm gonna just get real transparent and real personal about this, about me even running for council. Some people have asked me why would you run again? Why would you even continue to be a support because of how you've been done? Because some people say how the way the city has done you, and I don't want to say the entire city because I know I get a lot of love from people. I also know that I get a lot of not love. I'm not going to even call it hate. I'm going to call it not love. And some of that is because I don't mind saying what I know is right. I don't mind going against the grain. I don't mind if I got to stand by myself on an issue. But people saw the council, the current mayor, and other people do me in a really bad way. People saw that because that happened in real time, and a lot of things that happen, some people still don't know. They still don't know. But what I do maintain is that I don't look like what I've been through, and they couldn't break me. And so because they couldn't, and because I still continue to do the work, I did some amazing things in the mayor's office. If nobody ever wants to give me the credit, I know what happened in the mayor's office, and I know what I was able to accomplish, even with all the pushback and all the negativity. So I would not dare sit back and do nothing when I know that I've been blessed with so much to be able to give back. So that's one of my flexes, is that no matter what you did and no matter what you tried to do, you tried it. But I look better now than I did then. So let's go with that.
That's it.
I think I'll call a town hall meeting in Faith in the Word Church so that the people can hear what you. Oh, that would be amazing. Hold on, let me get all of this to see what you have to say to the people of the city of El Dorado. What you all say about that, please let me know. I think that would be amazing. And I want to thank you, Pastor Jackson, because when I was running for mayor, you allowed me that opportunity to come to your church. You were one of the very few that allowed me to come, and you had your members to come. And just like you're saying that you're going to do with us now, you allowed me to be able to share my platform, for them to ask me questions. I appreciate you so much for that. And you've been very supportive in that. You continue to support me in your own way, even beyond that. Those are the type of things that we need to see happen, because one of the things that I know in my 56 years of living is that I came up in a time where the church was very, very much involved in, and I won't just say in politics, but the way the city moved, period. That was where we got most of our information. If you all can remember, when politicians were running for different positions, they always wanted to come to the church because they wanted our vote, because they saw the power in the numbers. We've gotten away from that. We've gotten away from making sure that the congregations know about the issues, about what's going on, about the people that are running for these different positions, about things that are going on in the world. We've gotten away from that. And I understand some of it, again, is politics about what can happen in your church. But without telling people who to vote for, the church can still make sure that everyone is informed on what is going on. And so I thank you for that. I hope other churches and ministers will see the value in that as well. Thank you. We'll see the value in that as well, and offer the same opportunities for candidates to come and to just share with your congregation what their intent is, and so that they can ask them some questions as well. And so thank you. And I hope other pastors are watching again and will offer that same opportunity. And maybe not just even the pastors, your organizations, whatever the case may be, because when you can give, this goes back to what you said earlier, Pastor Jackson, when you said that you wish that they had pictures on there, that gives people an opportunity to be seen. And so you will know who's running for those positions. That's completely true. You need to know everything. And so when pastors are concerned about their parishioners paying rent that's sky high because the landlord is jacking up their rent, they'll know what they can do. If there's situations in the neighborhood, we always talk about streets and trash. They'll know what to do. They'll know who to go to. Anything that happens in the city, there are a lot of times people still call me now. If I'm honest about it, people were calling me before I was the mayor, because I tried to stay well versed in what was going on in the city. But people still call me now to help them because they're not sure who to call. Or I had a conversation with a beautiful young lady today about how to get an occupational license. And so we have an opportunity to be a service to the public and through the congregations, through our churches. So whatever we can do to be a plus, to be a benefit in a positive way, let us do that. It is 7:29. If you in line, they're gonna let you vote. You have 1 more minute if you've not already voted to get in line. You have 1 more minute. If you are in line at 7:30, they will still give you an opportunity to vote. And so get in line. I was trying to get my husband to come and interview him, and he said no. But you do have time to still vote. It is 7:30. So if you are in line, they will let you vote. We may get some results coming up here really soon, because at 7:30, I do believe they'll start with the absentee and early votes. They'll start tallying those. I thought we were going to get some local election results. Let me see if I can get somebody's attention. I'll be right back. Do we have any local information? Y'all let me know when y'all find something out. Anybody contacted Rena, because she said she would be a runner for us. So I was inquiring about some local information. So hopefully here in a few minutes, we'll get some responses about our local elections. I do want to say that the half-cent sales tax for the hospital, it will be determined, of course, in this primary election. So we'll get that information here relatively soon, I do believe, if we have someone that will get that information to us. Y'all excuse me. I don't see any more questions. I did want to stay on here long enough to at least give you some of the results. I have been on for an hour, and I thank you for those of you who have tuned in, for those who have shared information, for those who have asked questions. I do want to let you all know that I'm going to start back my podcast, Naturally Me. I have been talking to a friend of mine about us teaming up, getting together, and just being very informative about things that are going on. But Naturally Me was designed when I first started it. She was almost 3 years ago, or right at 3 years ago. Well, yeah, right at 3 years ago. When I started it, it was Naturally Me was kind of a play on words with my hair, because I'm natural, but just some of the things that I do naturally. And I wanted to be able to share about things that are going on in the community, different places to shop, different places to eat, talk about different issues that we have. And my last segment was on uncomfortable conversations. And unfortunately, all of those interviews got destroyed. So I'm going to see if I can go back to the people who I was able to interview. Some of the information that we talked about then is dated to a degree, may not be as relevant, but there are some situations that we discussed that are still just as relevant and prevalent today. And so I'm going to see if we can recapture some of those uncomfortable conversations and let you all know about I'm just trying to see if anybody's asking any questions. So I'm going to start back up on my podcast, Naturally Me. And I am trying to figure out even now about working with StreamYard and streaming on different platforms. Tonight, I am on my Mayor Sunshine page and on my Veronica Smith-Creer Naturally Me YouTube station. And that's why I'm just live on my personal page, because I couldn't figure out how to get it on my StreamYard. So I will be playing around with it a little bit so I can figure out some things. But in the meantime, I will be popping up if any of you are interested in being a guest so that I can interview you. I want to be able to talk to candidates because, of course, we are going into the general election campaign season that will be happening relatively soon, since the primary is over tonight. I want to talk to business owners so that they can share their business and what they're doing. I want to talk to people of different organizations that are putting on different events. I will go to some of the local restaurants because I do enjoy eating, and we'll go to some of the local businesses and just maybe do some shopping and things of that nature, because I really want to promote El Dorado. That was one of the things that I really enjoyed when I was in the mayor's office. I thought it was very important to make sure that people saw my face, that I was as involved as I could be. And I wanted to be a walking billboard for El Dorado. So when I went different places, and I will say this because this is one of my favorite things, because I enjoy shopping in El Dorado. When I would go different places and people would tell me that they like my outfit or whatever, I would always say downtown El Dorado or in El Dorado, come shop with us. And that is something that I still enjoy doing. So when we bring Naturally Me back, there'll be a lot more of that. And so for those of you, whether you have your own restaurant or whatever the case may be, we want to showcase some good food. Pastor Jackson, if you're still on, some of those healing pound cakes, we want to share some of those. And so, again, if you're interested, please let me know. I have not yet confirmed what day of the week that I'll be on. I started tonight because it is election night. I don't know if Tuesday is going to be the night. I don't know if 6:30 will be the time, but I will definitely be advertising so that everyone will be aware. And again, if you would like to be a guest, I would love to have you. I want to be able to do it live. I think if I was doing the other ones live, it wouldn't have been an issue with them being recorded and being edited and all of that. If you all know me, y'all know I like to shoot from the hip. I don't have to be scripted. I like to be in the moment. I enjoy being live, and whatever happens, it just happens. And so I want to do more of that, but to make sure that I can continue to be available and do different things, there may be some that will be recorded. You got me? I think you can use that, Pastor Jackson. I think you can use that in your advertising, that it will make you well. So I think you prayed over it and all of that. I think, if you got anything going on, I think Pastor Jackson's cooking, her baking can make you well. And so I'm gonna be the first to say that. And so I know that there are a lot of businesses here in El Dorado. There are a lot of people doing a lot of different things. I applaud each and every one of you for using your gifts. The word says that your gift will make room for you. And so keep doing what you're doing. It is now 7:36. And so I was hoping that we might get a little bit of information before I sign off. But again, I do want to thank everybody that tuned in, whether you tuned in on one of my other platforms or here on my personal page. I just want to thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to coming back to you with Naturally Me. And if my friend and I get together and can work something out, she and I are gonna get together and hit y'all with some good information. That is what we want to do. We want to be very informative on the things that are going on, not only in politics, but in the city as a whole. So we do want to definitely do that. Y'all, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, see if I can get some information. I do want to encourage you all, if you are looking for results, I think you can tune in. And look, I'm trying to tell y'all how to get them, and I don't have them. But I think if you tune into our local station, KTVE, there may be some information there. I do not know if our local radio station, because generally they will give us the results from our county races and our city races. Usually the El Dorado News Times is there, but as you know, that'll be in the paper. But we should have some results coming up relatively soon. I may, once I get off live, I may just share some information on my post as I find things out, but I do want to keep you all informed. Thank you, Pastor Jackson. I have been told that I am a little bit of a reporter because I do enjoy giving the news. And I also enjoy interviewing people. And so, Pastor Jackson, I know you used to having a microphone, but I think you would be an amazing person to interview. I'd like to talk to you about your health journey, about what you're doing, because I know you have made a lot of changes and it looks amazing on you. And you might even want to talk about getting into your baking. And so if you're interested in letting this news reporter interview you, you let me know. You can be one of my first guests. But I am very excited about getting information out. Y'all, we have so many hidden treasures here in El Dorado. And so if I can do anything to help bring sunshine to that, I want to do my part. So I will be coming back on. I will be sharing more information about that. I'll also be doing some more lives here at Good Vibes. I think that's a good opportunity for you all to come down and be live. When people are here, you can share. I'm grateful for people who let me interview them. There are a few more people here that did not want to come in and be interviewed, but I may come here a few other times as well. On a night where he's not open, like tonight, but he'll be open. And so look for that too. And I will make sure that I'm sharing it on all my social media platforms so that you all can be aware of what's going on. It does not look like I'm gonna get any information. And so I'm gonna give y'all about another couple of minutes. If anybody has any questions, and if anybody has any information that you want to share, please let me know. If you've gotten any results that you want to share with us, let me know. Is my friend Brian watching? Because he's usually up on what's going on. Do you have any numbers for us? Again, I do want to mention that we should know relatively soon about the half-cent sales tax if it passed. So we should have that information relatively soon. Okay, great, Pastor Jackson. I appreciate that. Yes, and I think you would be amazing. So yeah, let's get together and do that. We'll talk. You and I will talk, and we'll get something scheduled, and we'll find a spot to do it. And yeah, maybe we can taste some cake. Maybe we could taste some cake. So y'all, I just want to again thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for taking out the time, because again, our vote is very important. There is power in our vote. There is power in it. And so we definitely want to make sure that we take advantage of our rights, our privilege. It's not just a right, not just a privilege, but it is something that we have to be mindful of, that we need to do, because it is very important to us. I see some people have come in. I'm gonna see if maybe I can. I was gonna see if I can get somebody to come in and be interviewed. I don't think they see me. But I do. We got anything? We got anything? We got any information? Did y'all find anything out? No. I'm just. Look, I'm trying to find out about some information. No numbers? No numbers? I think I might be getting some people to come in and be interviewed. Let me see. I'm waiting. Well, hello. Y'all come on in. Look, I was trying to see if we had any information on the numbers, but look, y'all come on in. Y'all want to sit down and do a quick little interview?
Just wanted to say hi. We were just popping in.
Do they have any numbers in there? Y'all know?
I'm not sure.
Nothing local? Don't have anything?
How you doing?
Good to see you. Y'all was trying to see some. Look, they left me in here by myself. They won't tell me nothing. Well, we're still waiting on some numbers. We still don't have any numbers. So I'm gonna give y'all 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. But again, I just want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. I will share once I find out some information. This has some other things on there. Hey Angela, how you doing, friend? I'm really waiting to see if the tax passed, because I was torn. Hold on. I was torn between, because if it closes, where would we go? Because when I had COVID, I really needed the hospital. Pastor Jackson, I do understand that. I think it was difficult for a lot of people to make that decision about the hospital tax. One of the things that I appreciated were the town hall meetings where people could ask questions, where they could get a good idea about what the tax would do. But I also say this, and I say this in all sincerity, you did not have to want the tax to want the hospital. I know that it is important. We want the hospital. We need the hospital. But as quick as things were done, and with everyone not getting the information, even though it was there to get, and people still feeling torn, you had to vote your conscience. And so for those who voted for it, that is great. For those who voted against it, that is still great, because you voted your conscience. I just maintained, and I went live, was that if you are against it, don't just talk about it, but go and vote. Because I maintain that the people that were for it were definitely going to come out and vote. And so don't be upset for the people who were against it if it passes with flying colors, if you didn't take advantage of an opportunity to be able to vote against it. Even if I'm for something, people have the right to have their opinion. That's why it's called to a vote. So if the information that you received, if you were still torn, you had to vote your conscience. And I do understand exactly what you're saying. We want our hospital. We need our hospital. But people had the right to say they did not want the tax. And so I maintain that. How you doing, darling? Miss Angela, how you doing? You and I gonna have to talk soon. We're gonna have to talk soon. I'm gonna leave that right there. We're gonna have to talk soon. So you all, it is 7:45. I want to thank you all again for tuning in. Once I get some results, I do want to share those with you. But as always, in closing, you all be blessed. Be a blessing. Do it on purpose and do it with purpose. We all know why. It's because you can.